So here we are then, welcoming you today to one of the jewels of the Arab world, Jeddah, one of the biggest cities in Saudi Arabia, second only to Riyadh, gateway to Mecca, one of the biggest ports in the region, and now host to the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. So let's take a look at a topographical map of the Jeddah Street Circuit. As you can see, a number of challenging corners for the drivers to master here. We'll see just how much the teams have benefited from their time spent in practice this weekend, and like many street circuits, this track has the potential to punish drivers that get it wrong. Let's hope we avoid any safety cars today. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, and Kumar completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Ocon, Sainz, Fernando Alonso, and Norris, Bottas, Verstappen, Magnussen, and George Russell, Oscar Piastri, Hamilton, Robert Schwartzman, and Mick Schumacher, Albon, Ricciardo, Sebastian Vettel and Pierre Gasly, Stroll, Tsunoda, Joe and Nicholas Latifi. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you here with us today. But I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the rundown into turn one, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It'll keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards the start of the Grand Prix.
Okay, now that we've got some good points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish. Right, let's get the car. Okay, incredible parking there, nice one. That's going to give you the edge if you can get good launch as the race starts. Okay, so that's the rest of the grid forming up now. Be patient and watch for those lights. Let's use overtake and burn off some of this energy. Approaching the pit window and you're going to be on mediums. You're in second place. Leclerc ahead, less than a second separates you. Okay, they're on old softs. Okay, Sainz is behind you, and the gap behind us is 5.1 seconds. Okay, they're on old softs, and your pit window opens in 2 laps time, and 11 laps to go. Okay, you're sat in P2. Leclerc is ahead of you. Okay, the gap is less than a second. Okay, they're on old softs. That's Sainz behind you now. Okay, the gap behind is 5.2 seconds. Okay, they're on old softs. Okay, your pit window opens next lap. Okay, we're into the last 10 laps now. Okay, the pit window's open, so let's box this lap, box this lap. Perfect job from you and the crew there, mate. We're delighted with that. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go. No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving. Is in the pits. Mick's in the pits. Right, we've got enough fuel for 3 more laps. Okay, I've got information on Joe for you. Right, they've got a serious car issue. It looks like they're retiring. You've only got 1 lap of fuel remaining. Caution, caution. Okay, clear. Okay, this is your final lap of the race. Less than 1 lap of fuel left now, the tank's pretty much empty. Okay, this is your final lap of the race. Well done, good finish. You stepped up and achieved what we asked. Good job.
A sterling effort from the team and a magnificent drive to secure victory here at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today. What set them apart from the rest?
But they certainly stood out as a drive with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
And here we are, a team that is no stranger to the podium, taking their place on top once again. A sublime race today and a stunning win for Ferrari. McLaren increases their championship lead. So let's have a quick look at how the drivers' standings have changed. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
Mick Schumacher gets my vote today.
Let's move on to the constructors. The owner-drivers team moved to the top of the table. Meanwhile, Ferrari have improved their position. A strong weekend for them as they fight their way towards the top. Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who's joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.